Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, my goal is to try and bring 19th century serial killer H.H. Holmes to life using available methods of AI. First off, if you're unfamiliar with H.H. Holmes, his real name was Herman Webster Mudgett. He lived from 1861 to 1896, and he's most known for what later came to be known as the Murder Castle, which was a property he owned in Chicago, the top portions of which later were turned into the World's Fair Hotel, which was made to coincide with the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. Like many people, I read this book, The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. This is a huge bestseller, and it talks about the Chicago World's Fair and H.H. Holmes. There have been many exaggerations of what he did, of the number of people that he killed, etc. I'm not going to get into all of that. If you're interested, you can look it up. I'll put some links in the video description if you want to learn more. I'm not trying to glorify this person. Even without all of the exaggerations, it goes without saying, this was a despicable human being. But what intrigues me about him is that so many of his crimes had to only have been successful because people trusted him. So many of his crimes involved being deceitful to people face to face. For example, he had 3 different wives at the same time, and they never knew about each other. So you can imagine the way he had to carry himself to get these 3 different people to trust him, to love him, to marry him. He had so many different aliases, and he pulled off a number of financial/insurance scams. It almost seems like he could talk his way into or out of anything, up to a point. He eventually was caught, thankfully, and he was hanged in 1896. Now, I personally am not into true crime, but what I am interested in/obsessed with is historical faces. If you know me, you know this. Anytime I'm in an art museum, I will go to the medieval portraits. I just want to see faces of people in the past. I love watching footage from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and just staring at everybody's faces. I don't know what it is. I feel devastated knowing that we'll never know what certain historical figures really looked like who lived before photography was invented. We do have photos of H.H. Holmes, so there's not much left to the imagination. We know what he looked like. However, there is interesting technology that we have available today. We can colorize old photos, we can up-res or upscale them. We can even use interesting AI that I have seen that will actually animate still photographs, which still boggles my mind. So I thought I would put all of this together and try and see H.H. Holmes moving, to try and imagine what it is about his face that would elicit trust, that would get people to believe him and go along with his schemes and marry him and believe him. This is just to satisfy my own curiosity, to satisfy my obsession with faces, and I thought I would take you along for the ride. So let's get going. We'll start with colorization, and I will show you guys my process for this. The first photo I started with was this one, where he's sitting at sort of an angle. I changed the levels. I started out by accidentally making him look like a Simpsons character, but I fixed that. Colored his hair. H.H. Holmes had brown hair and blue eyes. As I was trying to find a good eye color for him, I scared myself in seeing what he would look like in the dark. So there you go. That's terrifying. Moving on. Livening him up a little bit, adding some red to his lips, some red to his cheeks. Then I jumped over to this straight-on photo and I colored his skin using the same colors. This probably could have been done a little bit better. It was at this point where I found out about an app that upscales or enhances photos in a way that seems like witchcraft. It's using some sort of AI. This is what it looked like. I don't know how they do it. Knowing that this is AI, I don't know for certain that this is 100% correct in how he would have looked in a crystal clear image of him. So keeping that in mind, I brought them into Photoshop and I overlaid the exact same color over it. I cleaned it up. I thought the AI image made his lip a little too juicy, so I made it smaller. I spent a really long time trying to fix this area. Eventually I settled for good enough. Then I removed the noisy background and ended up with what could pass for a passport photo. I decided to export the enhanced version and the original version, since we don't know for sure if it's 100% accurate, and I would just like to see both. It's still hard to say how I would perceive him in real life. He just looks like a normal guy. I mean, everyone of that era dressed pretty much exactly the same. Anytime you see photos from that time period, it's just a sea of hats. I don't know if I'd be able to pick him out of a crowd necessarily. Tell me what you guys think. Now it's time to animate these photos. You may have seen this on social media. When I first saw it, I was absolutely amazed at what technology can do. Everyone I saw on social media was using My Heritage. It's called Deep Nostalgia. I'm going to start with this photo. Okay, moment of truth. That's so weird. Oh, it freeze framed on him smiling. That is so unsettling. It seems so animalistic when he turns his head towards the camera and perceives you. It seems like a predator, but maybe that's just me projecting what I already know about him. It seems very calculating, like he's very aware of his face. He doesn't want to give anything away. Oh, this one's really lifelike. I don't know, this is crazy. It's so weird because all we've ever seen of him are these scary looking photos. And with that, you can't capture how this person was in real life. While he was always this very conniving man, on the outside, he would have been laughing and talking with people and showing good spirits and things like that. So to see him actually smiling like this, it's a strange technology. There's definitely an element of uncanny valley. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of all of this, what your impressions are. I'm linking to everything in the video description if you guys want to try this for yourselves. This is not sponsored, by the way. This was just me being curious. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you want me to do more videos like this in the future, I would be glad to. Please don't forget to hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next time.